Welcome back to Pokémon Violet. I hope I can finish the classes today so that we can start on the DLC. Because I want to finish these classes first before I go there. I mean, it's not many, so we might be able to do that. I want to finish all of the classes. My dear friends, how are you all today? I hope you're doing marvelously well. It's time for another Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Are you ready? I would expect no less from my excellent friends. Even your replies to my questions are excellent. Aujourd'hui, today, we will once again be focusing on listening. Vas-y, go for it, my assistant Pikachu. Pikachu. As you may remember from our last class, the saying Pokemon's wise may sound different depending on what it wants to say. Aujourd'hui, today that is, we will be learning more about the language used by Pokemon. Shoto, please, if you would be so kind, Pikachu. Pika. That sounds a little bleak, doesn't it? Its voice seems a little lower pitched too. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu was trying to convey just now? Say it again, Pikachu. Oh, sadness? Surprise? No, sadness. Unless perhaps Pikachu is so surprised that it dropped the tasty berry. When Pikachu says... It's expressing sadness. Kinda makes you want to try, doesn't it? That's right, I had my little Pikachu cry as if it was crying. Funny joke, right? Don't you think you did a great job? Give Pikachu a round of applause, everyone. I bet it Pikachu sounds. And now, apropos of nothing, let me give you all one of my wise words of advice. If you hear one of your Pokémon making sad noises like this one, you should treat them with even more kindness than usual. Well, you probably already knew that though. A piece of cake for you all, I'm sure. Of course this goes for your classmates and others as well. Friends should support each other in times of sadness. I truly hope that you all can have smiles on your faces all the time, my friends. Our prochain cours, next lesson, that is, will be our final lesson together. I hope you're ready for the climactic finale. Adios, Martin. Ugh. My dear friends, how are you all today? It's time for the last of Salvatore's language lessons. Êtes-vous prêts? Oui. What a réponse fantastique. Great answer, that is perfect for our last class together. I love it. And aujourd'hui, today, we will once again be having a listening lesson. Please, not again the Pikachu. I don't know what to hear it. I don't know how to do what it says. Let's go right to it. For our last listening class, tell everyone how you're feeling right now, so to play. Cha. Oh, can you feel that? That's one contagious emotion in Pikachu's voice. What emotion do you suppose Pikachu is trying to convey? Pain! Happiness! Yay, I got one right! So happy that you got it right. And Pikachu says... Cha. It's expressing happiness. Doesn't it make you just want to break out into a happy dance? But I didn't have to ask Pikachu to put on an egg today. Oh no, I simply asked it to show you all how it felt about getting to have class with me. Getting to meet so many new friends and study together in this class with you. It's made both me and my little Pikachu so very happy. And now, let me give you one last wise word of advice. As you live your lives, I'm sure you will all have times when you get mad or sad, maybe even more than you would like. Everything has its ups and downs. Life is a roller coaster. Yes, exactly what I said. But on la fin, in the end, there is surely happiness waiting for you. So gardez les soirées. Keep a smile on your face, even in the hardest of times. When you're faced with a problem that you can't handle alone, find someone to rely on. Be it a teacher, your family, your friends, anyone. Next lesson will be our final exam. Be sure to review what we learned in all our lessons so far. I will fail. Pikachu is part of the final, I will fail. Let me take a final exam. Return room, relax. That is simply the best. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin. Which of the following means delicious? Delicieux. What do these two foreign phrases mean? Je t'aime. Ich liebe dich. Well, that's easy. Bigger! Please no! Pikachu. Anger. Happiness. What's your beloved teacher's name? Labrador. C'est fini. Time is up. Proceed with study. Put down your pens. I assume obligate. I can't wait today. Obligatory yeah, question. Last question that is. Gave you no trouble. I'm sure all did great. Ugh. Ooh, I got all the questions correct. Wow. Yay. Let's talk to him. Oh, an Eevee. My dear Jay, Tommy here is as healthy as can be. Well, it seems being quiet is simply a part of this one's personality, but it's hard for a Pokemon to communicate with its fellows without speaking up. As you know, wild Pokemon use their cries to tell each other all sorts of things, like the location of food or whether there are predators nearby. So even if I were to release it back into the wild, I'm afraid that it may not be able to do those sorts of things. wrong with you? Oh, I didn't expect to hear more. My name. So you think it should stay here with me? I was so focused on getting it back in good health so it could return to the world that I didn't even consider that possibility. What do you think about that idea, my little Pommy friend? Pommy! Pommy, it spoke! At last! Even without speaking Pokémon language myself, I know that reply means yes. Oh my dear Jay, merci so very much for all your help with Pommy. All the more reason you should have this. Here, a rare Pokémon for you to raise. What? You just gave me a Meowth? I'm so happy. Yes, I, Salvatore, will take it upon myself to look after Pommy for good. I will indeed. You just gave me a Meowth for no reason. You just gave me a Meowth. Ooh, it's a Galarian Meowth. Cool. Infant just randomly gives you a mouth. Let's do home economy. You like home economy? Qu'est-ce que ça Saguaro? Oh. Was it the cooking I don't remember what we did in that one. Ah yes, that one. Put away your phones, it is time to be in class. Though some of you had to retake the midterm exam multiple times, I'm glad to say that the majority of the class passed without issue. I feel honored to see that the knowledge and skills indispensable for daily life have taken root in all of you. I trust that you will all work just as hard on your life skills in the second half of our course as well. Let us now turn our attention to the topic of the day, which was inspired by a question I received on the subject of meal powers. The student who asked this question is a young man who enjoys the culinary arts. He tells me that he regularly researches culinary techniques on his own and pays careful attention to the ingredients he uses. He also spends day and night studying all aspects of culinary arts. Yet despite this, he is baffled by his inability to increase the effectiveness of his meal powers. So tell me, Master J, since you did quite well on your midterm exam, what should this young man do to increase the effectiveness of meal? It's Alvin. You should make food with other people. Perfectly correct. I see that you are knowledgeable about the culinary arts. To increase the effectiveness of meal powers, your sandwiches must be filled with many different ingredients. For a single person, this may prove difficult, but if you prepare a sandwich with others, you'll be able to handle a larger serving of bread. With a larger base to start with, it becomes quite simple to add more ingredients to your sandwich, which in turn makes it possible to receive meal powers of increased effectiveness. This applies more broadly as well when dealing with a difficult issue. Working with others to solve the issue may be the best course of action. I am sure that Ivan will likewise work with friends to craft his sandwiches in the future. The identity of the maelstrom is a matter of privacy, so I would ask that you do not pry too deeply. Our time together has come to an end for today. I bid you all farewell. Poor Ivan. Ah, Master J. There's something that I would very much like to ask for your help with. You need my help? Well, you see, I do not want anyone to overhear this, but I hear rumors of an incredibly sweet condiment that exists somewhere in the Paldea region. I absolutely must experience that ambrosia sweetness for myself. You're the only one who knows of my insatiable sweet tooth. Thus, I have no one else I can turn to for your help in this matter. I cannot go looking for this condiment myself, lest I destroy the image students have of me. I will pay you for your travels, of course. Give it some thought if this piques your interest. In the meantime, I'll gather what information I can about this incredibly sweet condiment. I'll share what I find with you as soon as I have more detailed information. Alright. A lot of the teachers here. Condiment would it be? Sweet. Berries. Jam. While you're out performing field work with one of your Pokémon walking alongside you, have you ever noticed changes in its coloration? Now, I don't mean that it suddenly becomes a shiny Pokémon or any nonsense like that. I'm speaking of it becoming filthy. Pokémon battle. They get hurt by moves used against them. They get battered by wind and rain. They get covered in sand and mud. They get, in a word, filthy. I've seen many a trainer walking about with their adorable little Pokémon without addressing this issue. It is deplorable. Let me ask this question of someone who I am sure would not tolerate such shameful conduct. Ah yes, Master J. Why always me? What should you do if your Pokémon is dirty? Pat it on the head. Clean it up. Perfectly correct. I knew I could count on you to provide me with such an answer. When your Pokémon are dirty, clean them. This is, of course, simply common sense. While you're having a picnic, you can approach your Pokémon routine and perform a variety of actions. One such action is putting them through what I like to call the Pokémon wash. In other words, you're able to clean them up. You start by getting your sponge loaded up with soapy bubbles as you gently and carefully scrub your Pokémon. Once your Pokémon is nice and covered in soapy bubbles, the bubbles will encapsulate the filth. Then you simply wash it away with a spray of water. So get your Pokémon clean and shining bright as a terra jewel. It is certainly quite a bit of work, but this will also restore HP and cure status conditions. However, some Pokémon may have parts of their bodies that they don't want scrubbed, or that they would rather not get wet. Be sure to keep this in mind when cleaning your Pokémon. Now the most important point that I must mention is that some Pokémon like to be dirty. Though I will contradict myself by saying this, please do remember that cleaning your Pokémon is not always the kind thing to do. Our time together has come to an end for today. I could imagine a mug not liking to be cleaned. Home economics is the study of life's necessities. But looking back on our time together, I realized that I focused almost entirely on food. I hope it is not too late to shift to a discussion of clothing, another necessity in our last class. As I'm sure you are aware, our academy has an air of freedom about it. We provide uniforms for each season to accommodate the diverse climate of Korea. However, students are free to wear whichever style they wish whenever they please. You should all have received 4 sets of tops and bottoms, one each for spring, summer, fall, and winter when the academy accepted you. If by chance you were not aware of this, you may wish to use your wardrobe. As long as you wear a school uniform, the rest of your ensemble need not be schoolish. This includes your bag or your hat, if you choose to wear one. You are even free to style your hair however you wish. Mr. Salvatore's hairstyle, for example, would almost certainly have been against school rules when I was a boy. That reminds me. There is one more thing you all like to decorate, which, I must say, I find quite charming. Our room phones. Perfectly correct. That's the adorable little thing I was speaking of. Oh, it interests me so. I must admit that I'm fascinated by rotom phones and how to customize them. What's that? How very intriguing. So there's a shop called Early Bird Presents where you can purchase cases for your rotom phones. I thank you for that useful bit of information. I shall have to go myself first thing tomorrow to get an adorable case of my own liking. Forgive me, I seem to have gotten a little carried away with this small talk. Ahem, as this class known as home economics nears its end, I offer these final words to you who have been honing everyday life skills with me. My field of study is not so decisive as the likes of mathematics, for instance, where test scores might play a part in deciding your future. However, as you go on to cook for yourselves, to take care of your Pokémon, to decide what to wear in the morning when you awaken, I would be honored if what I have taught you serves to smooth you out and enrich your lives, even if only a little. This sentiment was imparted to me by Mr. Hassel and his particular outlook on such matters. I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for seeing this class through to the end. Our time together has come to a close for today. Prepare to do your best on our final exam. I will try. Final. Yep. The time has come to test how well you all have learned in my class. Let's begin before the information simmering in your brains from a last-minute cram session fades. Which of the following neopals makes it easier to come across shiny Pokémon? Counter power catching Spike Wing. I'm not sure. Spikeling power. I've never heard of that. Which of the following is not an effect of egg power? What is a simple yet important tactic for increasing effectiveness in movement? Make food and products. What is the correct action to take when your adorable Pokemon become dirty? Pokemon wash. It's a question about academy rules. Should you change your uniform tops and bonds to properly match each season? It doesn't matter. Please stop writing. I made a question a little easier than I planned to, as a way of saying thank you for informing me of the rules. I trust that you all gave this exam everything you had, so that you will not have to retake it. I made it for you. Let's see. Mr. J, about that matter with which I need your help. I've discovered the name of the incredibly sweet condiment. It is called Sweet Urban Mystique. You should find it during the course of your treasure, and I would be grateful if you would share some with me. I did find some. I don't have any though. I need to find one first. I mean, I did find it with iron. I might have not gotten any. Water quest. Spicy elements here. I have the spicy one. Yeah. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. To say that everybody did very well on the midterm exams. Also right, for all of your hard work, we have a special guest living with us today. Now then, Grassy, please come in. Greetings. This guy. I am Gracias. I'm an artist and I focus exclusively on grass-type Pokémon for my work. Gracias here mainly creates three-dimensional pieces such as statues and the like. One of his major works is the installation titled Rendering Sunflora found in Artisan. Many of you have challenged the Artisan Gym and are no doubt familiar with these sculptures. Yes, I do recognize some faces among the students. I hope you all understand how fortunate you are to be able to attend Haas classes. Oh, Haas is the man who saved me when I had lost all hope and given up on myself. But he never gave up on me. I do not exaggerate when I say that he is my mentor in life. It is precisely thanks to Haas that I was able to establish my current art style. Ah, dear Brassy. Nothing against reminiscing about old times, but today I hope you will guide this class in a way only you can. Oh, of course. Let's see. Ah, why don't we discuss what has mentioned? Surrendering Sunflora. Can anyone here tell what my meaning was when I crafted its detached expression? I don't know. Completely and utterly wrong. When I made Utskata and surrendered all hope, I was prepared to give up everything. I had resolved to give up my life as an artist if that piece did not receive proper recognition. Hence the name Surrendering Sunflower? That's exactly it, Tess. When I started as an artist, I experienced many hardships. I even became deathly ill and fell into a slump that drove me to desperation. I began worrying only about what would sell. I was concerned only with fame and fortune. But all of my pieces during this time had no depth. They were all shallow trash. It was then that I met Hass. He helped me realize how petty I was being. I'll spare you the details. But in the end, I was able to leave all that behind. And that is also when I crafted the Sunflower. Remarkable, even I did not know the full story until now. This kind of thing is hard to tell someone, especially when they are so close to you. Now I don't doubt that you adolescents will often find your heads crowded with worries. My advice to you is simple. Be honest with yourself and do whatever your heart desires, so long as you don't cause trouble, that is. That is all from me. I must admit, I'm beginning to feel a bit embarrassed. So I bid you farewell, Hass. And farewell to your pupils as well. Oh, Bessie, I can't believe it. Such a wonderful class. Thank you. No, don't cry. Thank you so much. He's here. Oh, there he is. Oh, why hello there, young Jay. I'm sorry I was lost in thought and didn't notice your approach. I fear I must again apologize for what transpired in the schoolyard. What are you talking about? I'm of course referring to how I rather suddenly had to take my leave while we were still engaged in conversation. Ah, the woman who showed up is a dragon tamer, and a relative of mine, I might add. You see, I come from a very long line of trainers who specialize in dragon-type Pokémon. There was a child in our family who was expected to stand in its head and lead it to greatness. But the young lad, rebellious little fellow that he was, ran away from home one day. He made quite a show of it, too, swearing he'd make a living with music. A lot happened since then, and now he's the art teacher in elite form above before you. After I so rudely took my leave during our last conversation, my dear relative encouraged me to give up teaching and return home at last. I've been told the current leader of my family, that is to say, my father, is in poor health. Oh, but I do apologize. Perhaps I'm not cut out for teaching after all. What sort of teacher grumbles on and on at his own student? You're a great teacher. Oh, my dear Jay, you have no idea how much your words mean to me. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Okay, let's finish art class. Hello class, it is I, Hassel, yet again. First, allow me to apologize for losing my composure during our class. I was so touched by that story that I simply couldn't contain my emotions. I'm sorry for making such a scene. I certainly got a very stern talking to from Miss Time after that class, yes. Anyway, let us shift gears and dive into the material for today's class. Now, have any of you heard of the 10 sites of Paldea? As the name would imply, there are 10 sites in Paldea that are considered particularly beautiful. Among them, I would say that the Grand Olive Orchard is likely the most accessible. You can see field after field of olive trees from the hill on the way to Cotonou. 2 waterfalls are also counted among these 10 sites, Fury Falls and Casaroya Falls. And there's the peak of Glacido Mountain, known as Paldia's highest peak. There's another cliff on Glacido Mountain that's named after its rather unique shape. So let me ask you, my students, what is the name of the 3-throned cliff on Glacido Mountain? No need to grasp at straws. I don't know. Very good guess. I think something reaching with Splash Out Friday though. The 3-pronged cliff is in fact known as Glacido's Grasp. Though its shape is far too stubby to be that of a human hand, I imagine someone thought it looked like a Pokémon hand grabbing something. There's also the mountains in Area 3 of the East Province, where you can get a good look at Levinshire. It's particularly gorgeous at night. In fact, the view is Yobilium. It is known as the Million-Volt Skyline. Here it's quite a hotspot for days, and deservedly so far having such a romantic view. I imagine it's, what do the kids say these days? Fleek selfie spot. Of course, you may feel that not all 10 sites live up to their grandiose names. How often do we visit some tourist spot only to be disappointed? Not to say you shouldn't visit them, only that you should keep your hopes in check. The important thing is to go yourself and see them with your own 2 eyes. And sometimes a disappointing experience can be worthwhile in its own way. Take a chance. Well, that's it for today, class. Thank you for your attention. See somewhere again. No. Okay. Last art class. I'm gonna put this in this very long part. You have to force yourself to watch all the classes. Bye, how time flies, as they say. Indeed, our time together has certainly flown by. It's hard to believe that this is our last class. Now, our topics for today may feel somewhat unrelated to art, but there is absolutely no set definition as to what art should be. Therefore, let us carry on with the discussion and see where it takes us. There are 2 things I wish to focus on today: ribbons and marks. Both ribbons and marks are special honors that capture a Pokemon's qualities. There will be times when a Pokemon gives maximum effort or has a noteworthy experience. In recognition of its feats and accomplishments, it can be given a ribbon. To give an example, if you manage to become incredibly close to a Pokemon, it may be granted the Best Friends ribbon. Incidentally, there is a person in Cascarava who can give your Pokemon a Best Friends ribbon. Marks, on the other hand, are mostly found on wild Pokemon when you meet them for the first time. They can symbolize the character of a Pokemon, such as with the Rowdy mark or the Vigor mark. It's completely up to luck whether you run into a Pokemon with these marks. So if you're able to get your Pokemon with a mark, rejoice at your outstanding fortune. Does anyone know what special thing you can do with Pokemon that have ribbons or marks? Change the title. Wonderful try. Your knowledge is impressive. The correct answer is that Pokemon with ribbons or marks can be given titles. What's more, they can be sent into battle displaying a title of your choosing. For example, you can send out a Gibble with a Best Friends ribbon likely declaring, "Go Gibble, the great friend." And while I know I just said that marks are generally found already on Pokemon when you meet them for the first time, it seems that more recently, Pokemon can be avoided certain marks based on their efforts. These are marks such as the Gormand mark, the Item Finder mark, the Partner mark, and so on. Perhaps it might be fun to try to work out how to get each mark using its name as a clue. Well, that just about wraps up our last class. Next is the final exam. Please review our material closely so that you pass on your first try. There's some marks I got from my Pokemon, so yeah. Let's do our final. I do hope you're all ready, because it is time for your final exam. Focus and do your best. And begin. In the first room where you can change a Pokemon's stereotype. First name of first is Signified. How many waterfalls are counted among the 10 sites? 2. Where can you find Million Volt Skyline? I think it was this. Marks a Pokemon has a present when you first need and none can be added later. I'm not sure. Thank you all so much for learning about art with me. The time you shared has left a mark that I will treasure, I promise you. It is my sincere wish that all of you go on to even greater, more prosperous futures. And that's that. Good work, everyone. You can receive your results from your front desk. And I failed. I failed art. Oh, yeah. Yay. You've finished all of your classes and passed all of the exams. And this for you from Director Flavor. Now you can focus all of your efforts on this year's treasure hunt. Be careful out there. I can, indeed. Why, hello there, Jay. You always seem to appear at the most crucial of moments. Crucial of moments? Well, you see... Master Hassel, I'm here to collect you. So I see. I'm glad you finally made up your mind about taking your place as leader of the family. Well, it is indeed true that I've made up my mind. I have made up my mind to continue teaching here at the academy. How could you? Are you saying you don't care what happens to our proud lineage? I'm saying that I have other priorities. Have a look around at the art decorating this room, would you? The children here are letting their senses, their perceptiveness grow freely. I do not wish to say that protecting our family's ancient bloodline is of no importance. I simply wish to see young talent blossom and grow into the future. It just seems so much more fun to me if I'm being honest. What utter nonsense. And yet, your fearless, unflinching commitment to that nonsensical vision proves that you're worthy of carrying the will of the dragons, Master Hassel. I will not give up. I will come as many times as I need to in order to change your mind. Oh, by all means, my door is open. I think you'll soon find you've met your match in stubbornness. You thought I could be cowed by some story spun up about my father's deteriorating health? I'm not so easily fooled. Shh, I will return another day. I'm sorry you had to see all of that. I was so very close to resigning my post as teacher and returning to my home, but the students here gave me the courage to say no. That includes you, Jay. Your words truly brought me strength. I cannot think of a way I can possibly repay my debt to you young ones. Take this, if you will, insufficient as it may be in expressing the full breadth of my gratitude. Dragon Terror Shards. Let it be clear to all. I, Hassel, will continue on my chosen path as instructor to the youths of our world. Yay. Oh, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.